What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another comic book review video where I say words and you, the magically delicious, listen. It is I, your crazy Nicolas Cage, your steward of Gondor, your genius, billionaire playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And would you kindly hit that like and subscribe button, for every little bit helps in this majestic YouTube world. And today, guys, we are continuing our journey through Infinite Frontier with Action Comics, issue 1030, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, with the art drawn by Daniel Semper. And away we go, as our story begins on Warworld. And here we see the leaders of the Chainmen, who are seemingly pledging fealty to Mongul II. Now, a little backstory, in case nobody knows. Mongul the Lesser, or Mongul II, either name, it doesn't matter, had murdered and usurped his father, Mongul the Elder, during Bendis' Superman, which I believe it was in his Superman villain issue? Yep, that one. So yeah, in case anyone here is like, wait, what? I thought Mongul was already in charge. Why are people swearing fealty again? Well, that's why. The more you know. Now, typically, when a son murders their dad, we would perceive that to be somewhat traitorous and really, really bad. But instead, here on Warworld, it's shown to be an act which is part of their culture, and to signify a moment that one is growing up. Much like the ways of the Sith, it's viewed to be a form of strength. And so while Mongul's servant is straight up insulting the Chainmen, questioning and basically testing them to see if their loyalties are legit and not some form of cowardness, a mysterious cloaked individual, enters the scene and straight up calls out the Chainmen's intentions. Now, according to our cloaked mysterious newcomer, the dude points out and says that these dudes are groveling now, but give them time and their knives will find Mongul's throat. Because through their eyes, they view Mongul II as a willful child who just killed his father in the back. And to be fair, this person isn't wrong. But regardless, Mongul's servant is like, hey, shut up you. No one invited you to this party. Now here this mysterious individual introduces himself as a nameless scavenger, a person without declared victories, nor a right to wear iron, only a person who knows secrets. And as this person is saying all of this, the nameless scavenger bears gifts. And here the first gift is revealed to be the heads of Mongul's sons. Now, as the Chainmen begin freaking out, Mongul in the back tells everyone to shut up, because check it, whereas a normal father would murder rage, Mongul II is pretty stoked by this. He's like, yeah, this is awesome, because much like Kronos and Zeus in Greek mythology, Mongul never has to worry about being usurped by his own blood ever again. And so, whoever this person is, truly did our big guy a solid. And after Mongul is like, okay, scavenger, you're pretty chill, let's be friends, he asks about the second gift, to which the scavenger says that Warworld is not what Mongul thinks, for its secrets run deep, and that very few of his forebears understood this. However, the key to mastering it is the Man of Steel himself, Superman. And this is where we pan over to Earth, where we see Superman currently in the middle of a battle against a gigantic robot. And so, after Superman dodges the robot's attacks here and there, our Man of Steel eventually Falcon punches the robot right in the face, successfully destroying it. Back at the Batcave, Superman is met by Ray Palmer the Atom and Batman. And what we find out here is that Batman was tracking Superman's energy outputs during his fight with the robot. And Batman lets him know that his energy did increase during the fight, though his speed and strength diminished. Plus, Batman picked up tracings of radiation poisoning, which of course if you read the Golden Age story, or if you checked out my previous Superman videos, Superman during that story was wounded by the aliens from the breach. And so the poisoning is the result of that. Now, whereas the Atom's response is much more hopeful, saying, hey, don't worry, Superman, you'll get better eventually. Batman, who's a lot more cynical, is like, bro, you're dying, we need to replace you immediately. But Superman just sort of brushes off Batman's concerns. However, he does ask that between the three of them, that they keep this medical revelation issue a secret. Because the last thing Superman needs is for some asshole, I don't know, let's say Lex Luthor, to find out that Superman's powers are decreasing. And as everyone agrees, this is where Batman then mentions to Clark that he's also been tracking John's outputs as well. And the reveal is that John is getting stronger, possibly stronger than both Clark and Supergirl. And that if Batman were in Clark's position, then he would consider talking to John about joining the Justice League, just in case the situation gets worse and whatnot. But also because Batman secretly hates Superman. So, there's that. Kidding. Elsewhere, we pick up with John and Damian, who are somewhere over in the Middle East, I presume. Keep in mind, I have not read the new Joshua Williamson Robin book, so Let me know in the comments if Damian is actually chilling over there at the moment. But yeah, basically these two super sons are chilling and eating some food. And this is such a great scene because as John is recapping Damian with all that's happened of him in the past, you know, John's time spent with the Legion of Superheroes, the events which transpired in the Golden Age story, John also mentions that he's worried about his dad. Plus, if and when that does happen, John's scared because he doesn't believe that he'll ever be ready to take up the mantle of Superman. But Damian gives his friend some tough love, saying that it's not up to you, dude. And yeah, obviously Damian doesn't want John's dad to die, but the fact of the matter is that John, whether he likes it or not, he was born to become Superman. And so one day, John will have to step in his father's shoes. He'll need to become a symbol of hope. Afterwards, we pick up with both Superman and Lois Lane at the Fortress of Solitude. And here the two are inside Kandor, where Lois is studying and learning all about Kryptonian history. And she's absolutely loving it. She's just so impressed by all of it. And to be honest, it's pretty cool in there. I mean, look at it. It's so nice and needy and pretty. Very, very clean. Suddenly, both Superman and Lois are yanked out from Kandor back to their normal sizes within the fortress. And here, Kelex alerts Superman that a bunch of enemy ships have just entered Earth's atmosphere and are making their way up towards the North Atlantic Ocean. And this is where we pan off and see a ginormous fleet of Warworld ships. And so Superman immediately takes off to confront the invaders. And as Superman is flying towards the sky, he calls out to the other members of the Superman family. People like Supergirl, Connor Kent, John, basically anyone who can hear his voice. Because holy crap on a crapstick, do they have a situation on their hands. Eventually, Superman is met with the arrival of his son. And from there, the two begin to fend off the warships. However, as our heroes are blasting away some bad guys, Superman notes that the ships are actually all firing upon the large vessel. And as Superman begins to question the situation, he begins to hear a voice that is whispering from within the giant warship. Now, this immediately causes Superman to react because even though whatever this person is saying is not in our language, Superman understands it, for this person is saying a prayer in a dead Kryptonian language. And as Superman rips open the hull to the battleship, he comes across a group of Kryptonians. And that was Action Comics issue 1030. Now, to all the naysayers out there in the land of comic book fandom, to those who ever doubted or questioned the work of PKJ's Superman, well, guess what? Take a seat, young Skywalker, because this is the book that's gonna hook you. And oh boy, does this issue hit the spot, Hostess. Real talk, I am a fan of Philip Kennedy Johnson. I truly believe that the dude loves Superman. Legit, PKJ's work during Future State was honestly some of the best stuff from that period. But to be fair, I will say that his Superman and his Action Comics thus far in the main lineup has been acceptable, but not quite amazing. Basically, to put it in a way that sounds fair, I'm never feeling the need to where I'm now desperately wanting more. And although I do enjoy the themes and the messages that he's so far presented, I just haven't been excited as I was during his time on Future State. But luckily, hot damn on a stick, does this Action Comics issue hit the spot. And I think I know why. Because whereas in his Golden Age story, which was good, there was no urgency with regards to Superman's poison situation. It sort of felt like, hey, something's gonna happen to Superman one day, something bad. But don't worry, John, because that's gonna happen way, way down the road. Therefore, no need to fret, buddy, because, you'll have plenty of time to prepare. Well, you know what? Get fucked. Because one, that's not how life actually works. And two, it's basically the same message that's been said since John Kent developed his powers back in Rebirth. Therefore, because PKJ highlights the importance and the fact that Superman is experiencing health difficulties much sooner than expected, rather than it affecting him someday later on, it adds urgency to the story. It adds stakes for our characters. And although John isn't or doesn't feel ready to take up the mantle, it doesn't matter. Because regardless whether or not John is ready, the fact of the matter is that the world needs a Superman. The world needs a symbol of hope. Also, the art drawn by Daniel Semper is amazing. It's so good. It's hot and sexy, I'll say it. Everything from depicting scenes in Warworld, Superman flying over bodies of water, the scene with Damian and John talking about life with the majestic sun setting down in the background. It's all so incredibly sexy. Good job. Now, when it comes to this book's backup story, featuring Midnighter and Apollo, I appreciate that DC is attempting to advertise these heroes. And yeah, I'm fully aware that the backup is setting up Grant Morrison's Superman and the Authority book, which will include both Midnighter and Apollo. But for me personally, I didn't give a shit. Not that the story was bad, it just felt forgettable. But maybe that's due to the fact that this month's Action Comics story was actually really, really intriguing. So I guess that's a testament to the success pulled off by Action Comics. I don't know. I just didn't feel there was a need to add in the Midnighter backup. However, on a more positive note, the book's art by Michael Avon Deming was great. It was still quite welcoming, and the writing by Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad, it's good. And if you are a fan of Midnighter and Apollo, you will enjoy this. I myself am not, so there's that. So perhaps if you are then curious, then maybe the art will help persuade you from skipping the backup. But hey, if you do skip it, when it comes to Superman or its supporting cast, you won't be missing much. So overall, Action Comics issue 1030 was definitely a step up from the past couple of recent Superman books. Plus, with the recent news of Tom Taylor taking over the main Superman book, which will feature John Kent as Superman, I think this will definitely help and allow Philip Kennedy Johnson to make Action Comics his own, adding diversity between PKJ's work and Action if I have Tom Taylor's in the main book. But yeah, this definitely was a great issue, and I'm really hyped for the next. Action Comics issue 1030 gets a 9 out of 10. Giggity good.